Hi, today I want to talk about five struggles that every dispatcher nowadays will have. We had this question on Ready to Dispatch community, and that's where our all attendees, our students, will post questions. And this question I really liked, and it hit a lot of these things that most dispatchers are struggling nowadays, especially new ones. And I wanted to make a video about that. So let me start with the first thing here, and that's of course lack of loads or cheap loads. So how to deal with that? Well, as we all know, trucking industry has its ups and downs, and it will always fluctuate. Now, this is a very special time nowadays because it has never been like this, where we have inflation, we have high fuel prices, but we don't have any loads, and then whatever we do have out there is very cheap. The solution for that is just to find the best load possible. If most loads are paying $2 per mile, try to find a load that pays more than that, and try to find a lighter load. So maybe the driver and their profit will compensate on that based on the weight of the load. Or short distance loads, these loads will tend to pay better. I know a lot of drivers are not open to that idea for short loads. Some of them are like long loads and long hauls. But if you want to make more money, you will have to adjust as a driver and as a dispatcher, focus on shorter loads. The shorter the load is, the more money they will pay per mile, and sometimes you can even do two loads a day, and that's what I've been doing with a few drivers for years now, not just in these times. These times are very special, like we said, but it's been always like that. Another thing that you can do is always research the area where you're sending the driver. Don't just send the driver blindly somewhere. If you see a good rate, the chances are that the broker is paying a good rate because no one wants to go there because there are no reloads out of that area, or maybe the shipper is bad, the receiver is bad, or there is something going on with that load. So if you find a good load, always make sure you investigate why that load is paying better than the rest. So another thing that you can do is wait. And I keep telling that to everyone, dispatchers, trucking companies, drivers. You just have to wait for this to pass, and because we can't change it, there is nothing to be changed. But make sure next time when we hit good times that you save all the money you can and be prepared for these times. So that's your solution to this. Save money when you can, and then when we have bad times, use that money wisely. Cut down on your costs, your subscriptions, anywhere you can save money. If you can save $10 or $5 or $50 per month here and there, it will add up. Even on your personal expenses, it will just help. So that's the first thing. The second thing that the dispatchers are struggling is, and I'll read this in its entirety. These days, market is getting too much saturated. Brokers like juicing every penny away from the carrier. My carriers are getting frustrated with this situation. What future you foresee here in the current situation? Should I keep on doing this business or not? So that's another struggle that dispatchers and other parts of this trucking industry, brokers, trucking companies, drivers, they all have these doubts. What will the future bring? We don't know. No one knows that. We can just go by forecasts. At the beginning of this year, everyone was forecasting that the second half of 2023 will be better. And now they're saying like the third quarter will be better. It will be better for sure. We just don't know how soon this will start. Is it going to start in the second half, like June, July, August? Will we see more loads, better paying loads? And then once the holiday season comes and all these warehouses that have been full for last two quarters, when they start emptying out, will we see more demand by these warehouses and these companies to bring more product. We don't know, but we sure hope that that will be the case. So you can kind of connect this to the first part of this struggle that a dispatcher has, is that you just wait and stay, and it will always be like this. If you have been in this industry for more than 5 years, you know that these are cycles that come and go, and no one likes uncertainty where we don't know what's going to happen, but it's what it is. It has to do a lot with politics, with current wars, with elections that are coming soon, a lot of things, and everything combined. It gives us inflation, possibly recession, trucking recession, whatever you might call it. So no one likes that. And even if you go to a different industry, because everyone has had their own doubts. Everyone was thinking, well, hey, is this right for me? Should I stay in trucking? Well, even if you change industry, you go to something else, the chances are that if this keeps going on, it's not just going to affect trucking, it will affect everything. So everyone will struggle, whatever you do. If you go to construction, thinking that you know something about construction, not just like if you jump in and you don't know anything, then you're going to start from zero, and that's going to take another while. But let's say construction, and you go into construction, and all of a sudden, because of the inflation, because of the high interest rates, people are not buying houses anymore like they used to. And then we have a slowdown like we had a few years back when everything was, at a halt with construction, and all the home prices fell down, and then they had no work to do. So whatever you do, unless you have a safe company job, that's different. But if you're going and concentrating on something totally new, then the chances are that that might go down as well. So my suggestion to everyone is stay in this as much as you can. If it's something that you don't like, these violent ups and downs, then maybe it's not for you. Maybe you need something more steady, something more secure, and I respect that. That's fine. But if you like trucking, if you see yourself in trucking in next 10 years, then you should stay. If you think that this is gonna be something temporarily, a way to make money, maybe make money on the side, then maybe it's not for you. But I suggest that you stay, and we can all go through this together. And then with new authorities who are 4 months or so old now, not 6 to 12 months, or even brand new authorities, brokers are not giving them loads, saying you have 0 inspections or you have a new authority. Most of the carriers with me are new, and they are all facing same issues. So that's a big problem, that they don't have authorities and they are not old enough. Even in good times, it's somewhat hard to start with a brand new authorities, even when we have good markets, especially nowadays, because you only have few brokers that will work with you, like TQL, CH Robinson, and few others. And you even had some brokers that just changed their rules. Some of them come up with really stupid rules that don't make any sense, but it's to protect them from bad players. I understand that. I will make a video about that soon, hopefully, about bad brokers, double brokers, carriers that are brokering out loads. That's a different topic. So they have to protect themselves. I had a problem with my authority for 2 years. We didn't have any inspections, and I had 5 trucks. And brokers are very suspicious, and they're saying, hey, well, how come you have 5 trucks and for 2 years you haven't had any inspections? And for them, it's a red flag. They're thinking I'm just buying loads and brokering them out to someone else, reselling these loads, which, of course, was 100% not the case. It's just that I had good drivers, good trucks, and we were lucky. At the end, I had to ask one of my drivers, my owner-operators, to go out and voluntarily go into a weigh station. I asked him to do a to do a DOT inspection. Here in Michigan, they will not do that without a probable cause. In some other states, they will do it. For example, the driver, who is actually my brother, he went into a New York side road inspection and asked them. They thought he was crazy to ask for inspection, but he explained it to them, and then they did it. They did a walk around, and then ever since that, from the day one, because we had that paper, we could show the brokers, and they were okay with working with us once again. So that's as far as the inspection goes. And then I know some drivers will say, hey, well, why should I go there? They will find something on my truck. Yes, they might, but just make sure that your truck is in good order, as it always should be. And most likely they will do just a walk-around inspection, and they will understand, and they might do you a favor if you ask them nicely. I'm sure they would do that. As far as the new authority, it just has to age. Even like we said, in good times, some brokers will hesitate to give you loads. You just have to wait. You have to wait for this to age, and 2-3 months they go fast by. Time flies, and before you know it, these 3 months will be gone. And just wait and do what you can. Do loads that you can do loads with these brokers that will work with you. Like TQL has their own load board, C.H. Robinson has their own load board. Some of other brokers have their own load boards. A lot of them do, and your driver will have to understand that, and that's why I keep telling everyone, when they want us to dispatch them, they're brand new, I tell them, hey, first of all, it will take you some time to get set up with these new brokers, because a lot of these brokers that want to work with you are big brokers, and it will take days to get set up with them. So you have to be patient. Sometimes it can take a week because it has to go through their department. And after that, you have to know that you have to take whatever is out there. If you want to work, if you want to drive, it's what it is. All right, you don't have the luxury of choosing these like we had before, these crazy loads that everyone was talking about. Now we have no crazy loads, but you just have to take whatever you have. If the driver that you work with does not understand that, then it's on them. It's their loss if they want to sit and wait. But you have to adjust and adapt to the current situation, no matter how the markets are. If you have markets that are crazy and you have great rates, then demand great rates. Don't settle for an average rate. Just demand as much as you can money from brokers or shippers, and most likely you will get them. But if the rates go down and you can't get those rates, then you have to adjust and do these rates. Or if it doesn't make any sense for you, if you don't have a profit, doing these loads, it doesn't make sense to be on the road. Keep driving these rates down for other people and be in negative. Then just sit it out for a while. Park your truck, do something else, find local work. Drive for someone else. I see a lot of people are doing that nowadays. Owner operators parking their own trucks and driving for company, for other companies, just until this passes. It's what you have to do. So you have to adjust to the situation. Another thing here that he mentions is while calling or onboarding new carriers, we get 80% fresh MC numbers, and that's unfortunately the case with dispatchers, with dispatching companies, especially the new ones. The ones that are established, it's different because they have more dispatchers, they have more experience, they have a better way of contacting and attracting new carriers who are already established or who have more trucks. All right, for them it's much easier, and it's most likely the carriers will trust them more because of that, and they will work with them. If you're brand new, it means that you will work with a lot of new MC numbers, and you have to adjust. You have to develop a system where you tell them right away, like I said before, okay, here it is. If you're brand new, it's going to take you a few days to get set up with these major brokers. Between now and 3 months, you can expect to get maybe 5% of the loads that are on the load boards. All right. After 3 months, between 3 and 6 months, you can expect to be able to move between 20 and 50% of the loads that are on the load board. And then after 6 months, it will be it will be not 100%, maybe like 80%, and after a year and so on. It depends on, number of inspections that you have and your record. I mean, your carrier's record and all that. There are a lot of factors in that. Again, if we have good market times, if we have a good economy, brokers will ask you, even though you're brand new, they will bend rules and they will work with you because they need you. Nowadays, they don't. So they're just going to come up with a lot of stupid new rules like Choptank. Choptank just came out with this rule where you have to have your own truck and it has to be not under a loan, like paid out at least one truck in order for them to work with your MC number. I never heard of such thing, but they can do it. But when the times turn around, they will come out and tell us, hey, we can work with you, and whether you want to work with them, then that's up to you. But I'm kind of stubborn. I would just tell them, hey, I don't need you. I'm not gonna work with you because you gave me all these stipulations that really didn't make any sense. So it's what it is. You will, as a new dispatcher, work with a lot of new authorities. The thing is, you have to explain to them, what's going to happen, so they have clear expectations. If they don't want to work with you like that, if they want to work with someone that promises them all these loads and $10,000 in a week, that's good. They can go there, but after 1 week, they will be disappointed and they will tell, hey, well, these dispatchers, all of them are same, all of them lie, which is not the case. If you had this one bad experience with them and you believe them, even though it's really impossible to do that, then it's not just the dispatcher's fault. You should have stuck as a driver with someone who you can trust and who's telling you the truth. And the last question that he had here is the drivers are reluctant to do the DOT inspection as they're pretty sure that not any truck is always perfect and they won't release the truck unless the problem gets resolved. And without inspection, they're not getting the load. So like I said before, if you're a truck driver and you have your own MC number, your own authority, or a dispatcher that works with one, explain to them that first of all, their truck has to be in good order no matter what. All right, it doesn't matter if you're brand new authority or old, or you have 10 trucks or one truck. Your truck has always to be DOT passable. As we said, there's always something to be found on the truck. These violations can be found on any truck, of course, but most of these violations are not a reason to be placed out of service. All right. So if someone finds something on your truck, like a cracked windshield or something on your tire or under a trailer, most of these things are not a reason for them to put you out of service. All right. So you might get a violation, but it's okay as long as you, as your first service, your first inspection does not involve you being placed out of service, and that's really bad for your record. As long as you're not placed out of service, even if you get one violation, it's still okay. All right, your scores will be a little bit worse, but then at least you will have that one inspection on the record, and the brokers will not look at that. Most of the brokers will not go to your CSA scores and go inspection by inspection just to see like what you had, like how many points you got. All they care is whether you had an inspection or no. All right, and if that inspection was out of service or no. All right, so your truck has to be in good order anyway. Reason for out of service is something that has to do with your brakes, all right, with air, something really major, like a major leak, major something, right? That's a reason for them to place you out of service, not something minor, all right? But like we said, most likely they will just do a walk around the truck and do you a favor. You're nice to them. I mean, the driver, they will be nice to you, and then hopefully they can do it. Especially if someone has a newer truck. All right, you make sure the truck is washed. Make sure there is nothing leaking. Maybe wash your engine, wash underneath the truck. Check your brakes. Check your tires. As long as everything is okay, then I don't see a reason why you should not pass the inspection. Thanks for watching. If you have any more tips for brand new dispatchers or for someone who is struggling in these times as a dispatcher or as a driver, leave them in the comments here. I hope you have a great day. Come back for more. I'll see you around.